Wait, hold up, viewer. You have to see these powerful testimonies of people actually claiming that they died and seeing what hell was like. And they're giving their testimony and their stories. Make sure you check this video out all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See y'all at the end.
But the moment my head hit the pillow, I close my eyes, I'm immediately somewhere else. Like I'm not on Earth. Like I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I'm in space. I know now it's the spirit realm, but it was like I was in space, like outer space, like above the earth, looking at the stars, looking at the galaxies. And I'm just like, whoa, it felt so real, so much more real than me talking and breathing this oxygen. And I remember looking around and thinking, wow, God, because I'm still a Christian. I still have a knowledge of God and his, I guess, conditional goodness.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, thank you for letting me have this amazing experience. Cause I love stars. I love, the universe. And I'm trying to, when I get to this point of the story, I start talking fast cause I'm almost like reliving it. But I'm in outer space and I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, God. And I'm looking and I see the earth kind of beneath me on the right side. And it didn't look like the globe. It looked just like a big lake or like, massive, just the ocean.
You're going to trigger the flat earth people.
I know I am, but mind you, this is the spirit realm. Things don't really look the same, but it did look like just a body of water. And then I remember looking past the earth and I thought it was the sun at first glance and it just looked like a suspended lake of fire. And I thought that was interesting. It's like, so the more I start analyzing my space, I'm like, wait, what's going on? And so the sun, which wasn't the sun, that looked weird. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what is that? And then this being starts to come in focus and he's huge, like bigger than the earth, bigger than that lake of fire, huge, taking up everything that I'm seeing. And he floats towards me and the lights from the stars and just the galaxy stuff is illuminating his backside. So I can't see any features. He's just blacked out. He looked bald in appearance and huge, muscular arms, like a humanoid physique. And I'm going down his body and his legs are descended into the darkness. Like I can't see feet or anything. It's just legs and then darkness. But what alarmed me was the way his hands looked. They looked like claws. Cause at first approach, I'm thinking this is a supernatural being. This is God. Cause surely bigger than everything I'm seeing. So I'm like, Lord. But the moment I look at the hands, it's like something's not right. And when he spoke, he said, no, you know who this is. And those words pricked my spirit because they weren't audible. It was like I felt his words. It was like, because mind you, I wasn't living for God. And I was that type of Christian that would pray before I go to sleep. Forgive me for this, because as long as I ask God for forgiveness, I can go to heaven if I die. Yeah. That was my thought.
Get out of jail free card.
But when he said, no, you know who this is, my first thought was, oh no, I missed it. I died in my sleep and now I'm being escorted out. Like, oh no, there's no turning back. So I start, no, that hopelessness. I'm like, no. That hopelessness. And he said to me, shut up. Almost like he's on a time limit. He said, shut up. If you worship me, I will give you all these things. And he's talking fast. So then it's like this kind of peace comes over me. Like, wait, what's going on? So I look at the earth because the earth is shifting like images on the surface. And I'm seeing, he's like, if you worship me, I'll give you fame. I'll give you success. I'll make you a #1 artist. I'll give you the grand relationship. Like all of these things is appearing on the earth. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, I'm not dead. This is my time to choose. So I said, no, I'm the daughter of Christ. And then when I said that, he called me the B word. I don't like that word. And I was alarmed. I'm like, he uses our language, like our vernacular. Mm. And so after that, he called me the B word. like he was mad that I made that decision, and I just flung back like a vacuum, and I woke up as if, I don't know, I was out for hours, but it wasn't hours because I remember it was like really early in the morning, like I want to say 4 or 5 because the sun wasn't up, but then the sun was just dawning, like, so maybe 6. So maybe this was a 2-hour experience. I don't know. That state was more real than me waking up. It was like, this is the dream. So now I'm shaking. I fall on the floor again and I'm just crying out like, forgive me, Lord.
It is so important that you take heed of the messages and the testimonies and stories that you hear regarding the afterlife. One should really take heed.
2 researchers went to a huge hospice facility in New York State and told all the dying people there, would you please tell us if you have a vision, unlike anything you've ever had in your life? We would like to know, because a lot of people won't talk about it because they're embarrassed for some reason. They're going to think, oh, I got dementia. Or they're going to think I'm on the medication's too strong, whatever it is. So they said, please tell us. 88% of them had a vision before they died of what's to come. And this is biblical. In the book of Acts, we see Stephen, who's described as being full of the Holy Spirit, who's about to be stoned to death. And he looks up and he sees the heavens open up and he sees the Father and the Son together. So it's biblical. But it is incredibly common. I was having a dinner with Steve Green, the head of the Museum of the Bible, and his some friends out in Oklahoma City. There were 7 of us having dinner. And we said, how many of you have a story from your family about a relative having this kind of pre-death vision? 4 out of the 7.
Yes.
It's extremely common. But here, I go back to corroboration. How do I know it's not just the product of their imagination or something?
Or the brain is breaking down.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Well, on one level, one team of researchers took 3,000 of these cases and analyzed them in depth. And their conclusion is these are not hallucinations. These are not something conjured up by a subconscious mind. These are not medically induced or medicine induced, drug induced. There's something else going on here. But here's where the corroboration hits me. We have numerous cases where people in this pre-death vision will see what's coming for them, eternity. They'll see someone there who they didn't know had died. For instance, there was a very well-documented case of a woman named Doris in London. She's dying. And she sees it just before she dies. She sees the heavens open up. She sees angelic beings. She sees her father, who had died several years earlier, and he's kind of almost welcoming her. And then she gets this puzzled look on her face. And she says, wait a minute. Why is Vida with my dad? Why would Vida be? That makes no sense. Why is Vida there? And then she died. Vida was her sister. She had died a couple of weeks earlier. Nobody had told Doris because she was ill and they didn't want the shock to kill her. So they withheld the news that her sister had died. And yet she saw her in heaven.
Many people may write these stories off or think that these people are having some kind of hallucination in the mind or they're under some kind of substance. But at the end of the day, you need to take heed to these stories and really discern off in your spirit about what's really going on.
Saw myself go up. I did see the room. And then I was taken to the parking lot of the hospital where I saw my husband sitting there. And he sat there for hours. And he had called what I call my Egyptian family and friends to pray. Then I was taken here to my mother's home where I saw her sitting at the table calling people after people to just pray for me. And then I went even further back in time, and I remember seeing myself and my sisters when we were young. And all of a sudden, just bam, it was like I was going so fast into a black hole. And it was so dark that, just pitch black, you couldn't see. And then I came to a sudden stop. And when I came to that sudden stop, it was literally fear gripped. And when I say, gripped me. And it was like I could not get explained. There was no hope whatsoever. And then I saw myself walking through hell, and I saw that there were chambers, which in the Bible it talks about that there is chambers which were rooms in hell. And I was showed 2 in particular chambers of I saw the LGBTQ plus community, and I saw Islam community.
Wow.
And
and you knew implicitly that these were groups of people that were of this ilk.
Yes, sir. I did.
Wow.
I didn't recognize any. I didn't see faces. I do remember there was an odor, which the Bible talks about, brimstone, which is sulfur, and I do remember that.
That's all I can say. Let me die. And I could hear the demon that was running the ride. He was getting such a kick. It was like the pleasure that he felt was so incredible from seeing the pain, and he had hit the lever again, and now the ball was being and once again the breakage, torment. You see in the sky, you seeing it, and all you can think about is, see, because as your skin is being ripped from your body, as your teeth are being broken, as your tongue is being clipped, as your eyes are protruding out of your head, you know what you think about? You think about every time your grandmother told you that you need to serve God. You know what you think about? You think about every time you turn the TV channel and you heard a message about serve God and repent. You know what you think about? You think about every time somebody came to you and told me, do you know Jesus Christ? Do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? You think about that. You think about that. You hear about the times that you could have prayed and you get tormented. You get tormented because you had the chance to serve God. You had the opportunity to serve God. You had the opportunity to have everlasting life, but you chose to party. You chose to fornicate. You chose to lie. You chose to steal. You chose to do drugs. You chose to get drunk. You chose to cheat on your husband or your wife. You chose to rob and steal people and kill people. And this is what you got. This was what you got. This is right here. This is what you got. You got eternal torment. So take this and love it, because it's not going to stop. But you think about that through your torment. This is what you think about. You didn't even have to be here. God does not send people to hell. We send ourselves to hell. To let y'all know, listen, hell is a universe. It's not you get tossed in a lake of fire. Oh, I'm burning. No. Think again. No. Hell got its own individual departments. Whatever your sin was, whatever you decide to go for in this world, the things that you love to do, the thing that carries you, the thing that takes you to that place that you love to do, that goes against God, you're gonna do that. They got a place for you. They got a spot for you in hell. And believe me, what you love now, you are going to hate when you get there. You're going to hate when you get there. Believe me, you will hate it.
The afterlife is so real. And I tell people all the time, if you believe in God and you claim that you are a Christian or whatever religion that you are associated with, you have to know that all these other things exist in it, and open up your eyes to what's really going on. But hey, everyone has their own thought and opinion. Make sure you drop down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See y'all next time.